Perlenbacher Premium Pils.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. The sun's coming out and I fucking hate the sun because I don't like the heat. And when the sun comes out, the beer comes out, and I've got a bottle of this stuff. Now, I've seen this stuff in Lidl's before on numerous occasions, and what put me off was the fact that the canned stuff is brewed in France. And I thought the bottled stuff was brewed in France as well. Apparently not. Bottled stuff brewed in Germany, in Frankfurter no less, by a company called TCB, and they're like a brewing conglomerate, but they own quite a few breweries, and the Frankfurter Brewery is one of their acquisitions. They also owned Feldschlossen. I've reviewed one of their beers on the channel. They're from Dresden in East Germany, and they also own Gilder, which are another German brewery. They're based in Hanover, but they also own a French brewery. Now, this is where the French connection comes in. That brewery is called Champignon, I think it's called, which translates to German to Pilsner. What does Pilsner translate to in English? Mushroom. What the fuck has mushrooms got to do with making beer? Now, I don't know about the French, but I'm assuming they think that's a perfectly good ingredient to put into beer. But who knows? I'm not even going to fucking go down that road about French beer. I cannot stand it. I know it's a prejudice I've got, but I don't give a fuck, because all the French beer I've tried has tasted like a bag lady's period, and I don't like it. Anyway, enough about bag ladies' periods. Let's have a look at this beer. Another weird one. Now, this is brewed for Lidl, which is fair enough, right? But Lidl's a German company. Everything on the label is written in English. Now, I know I'm always moaning about, everything on German labels being written in German that I can't understand. But I would rather that, because that would, at least I know it's made in Germany for the German market. Anyway, what we got on the back is 4.9%. It's 500ml bottle. It's brewed in accordance to the German Reinheitsgebot. Brewed in accordance to the German Reinheitsgebot. Is there a Reinheitsgebot anywhere else? I have no idea. Don't in a cool dry place away from direct sunlight. Yeah, direct sunlight. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't have to fucking do that if you didn't put it in green bottles. Fucking winds me up why people do that. Anyway, stop moaning. It's got absolutely no indication of where it's brewed. It doesn't even say. It just says Lidl UK GmbH and Lidl Great Britain Limited, both of 19 Walpole Road, Wimbledon, London, Southwest 19. Lidl Ireland GmbH, Main Road, Taller in Dublin. I've got a cousin who lives in Taller. What a fucking place that is. I said it was 4.9%. I'm lying. It's 4.8%. That's what it's got on the bottle. Anyway, it's got a twist-off cap. That's a novelty. Let's twist it off and let's see what's going on. Right, now, I don't think I've had a twist-off cap on here before. So I'm going to use this K-Bar bottle opener, because this has got the facility to twist off caps. Now, I know you could do it with your hand and all that, but I want to try this out because it seems very sturdy. And does it work? Yes, of course it works. K-Bar make knives for the US Marines, so oh my good God, that absolutely stinks of nastiness. Sulphury nastiness. Here's the cap if you want to have a look. Autofocus. Stop fucking about. Thank you. There you go. Of course, green bottles produce skunkiness. I'm just blowing that to get all the sulphur out. It doesn't smell great out of the bottle. I know I shouldn't sniff stuff out of the bottle, but I want to see if this is skunky. Let's get it in the glass. Now it's a Pilsner, a premium Pilsner. And it certainly looks the part. If you look at the colour, that's a light golden straw colour. What are we getting on the nose? There is a nasty flavour to it, and I'm wondering whether this is slightly skunked. I've tried to keep it out of the light as much as possible, but I don't know what it's been doing on the supermarket shelf. Probably been sat in the light. There is a little bit of grassiness, a little touch of earth, but there is not a lot there at all. Now, some YouTube reviewers rave about this. It was 99p, so if it's a good beer, that is good value for money, but I am not getting much of an aroma out of this, which is not a good sign, to be honest. There it is in the glass. It certainly doesn't look too bad. There's a lot of carbonation in there, you can see that there. I'm just going to dive in. I'm not really going to try and get an aroma that isn't there. Cheers. Give it another go. That is not the worst beer in the world I've tasted. It is not bad. It's not great, but it isn't bad. There's a nice doughy, biscuity aftertaste on the arse end of it. There's a lot of earth to it. There is a little skunky aroma to it. I am getting that, and that's putting me off slightly. And it does translate a little bit into the flavour. But you're going to get that in a green bottle. Now they do cans, but the cans, as far as I know, they are brewed in France, and they don't taste like the stuff in the bottles. That's what I've been told. Maybe I should do a comparison video. Might do that next time. This is not the worst beer in the world. It's let down slightly by the skunkiness on it, but it's very slight. Now I'm wondering how that's happened. It's probably on the supermarket shelf. It's just been exposed to the light. But the mouth feels quite nice, and it's quite light as well. In the mouth, there's like a touch of earthiness to it. But it does go down quite nicely actually, and it's for the price. And if you can get one, or they do in crates, and they're covered in like a clear sort of polythene, if you like, you know, that sort of stretched polythene. That's going to let light in through. It may stop some of the light getting in through, but what you really need is like a box. Now I don't know whether they do these in boxes or not, but if they do, I'd be intrigued to see what that tasted like in a box. On the strength of this, it don't taste too badly. It's quite light. There is a sweetness to it as it goes down. There's an earthiness to it in the mouth. Now I don't know whether that's coming from the skunky or slightly skunky type flavour that it's got going on, but all in all, I have to say, for the money and what it tastes like, it ain't that bad. So what's the verdict on Perlenbacher? Yeah, I've avoided it for ages, and I was walking around Lidl today and it was 99p, and I thought, what is the worst that can happen? And to be honest, the green bottle, of course, rang alarm bells straight away. If that was in a brown bottle, that could have tasted a whole lot nicer. There is a slight skunky aroma and flavour to it. I'm getting that, but it is slight. And in the mouth, it's quite light. A little touch of lemon citrus. It's quite agreeable. And the mouthfeel is quite good on it as well, despite what you see on that carbonation. All things considered, the price is 99p. I imagine in a crate that's going to be a bit cheaper. I don't know, but I'm going to give that. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of. No, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm knocking marks off for that skunkiness. There's no excuse. If you put it in green bottles, you know you deserve that. And it's unusual. It's not unusual, but you rarely see decent German beer in green bottles. Now that's not to say there are German beers in green bottles. Of course they are. Veltins is one, or Feltins Pilsner, which is a really good beer, and I got some of that and I had misgivings, but it was really good. Beck's, of course, renowned in the green bottle, and the green bottles are traditionally a symbol of export beer. The Jever, the one that I tried, and again another green bottle. So it's done in Germany, but it's not common, and I do despair slightly when I see brewers putting beer in green bottles. You know, rumours are going around that there's hops that have been developed that don't have that skunkiness. I don't know what they've done to the hops, but when you start fucking about with hops, you know, I don't know what they do to them or how they treat them, but I think they should be left naturally in their natural state rather than try and treat them to not go skunky. How about you just don't fucking put beer in green bottles? But all in all things considered, it ain't a bad beer. It could be a lot better. Maybe I'll do a comparison video with the Perlenbacher in the bottle and the one that's in the can and give you my impression of it. I'm pretty sure the one in the can is brewed in France. So there you go, that's Perlenbacher, available at your local Lidl's for 99p. It ain't bad if you're going to a barbecue, if you're going to a party. That's not a bad option if you're a little bit skint, but there's better out there. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm being very generous there with a 7 out of 10, but it's getting extra marks for how cheap it is. You know, it's 500ml for £1 basically. So yeah, there you go. And remember, beer is working class champagne.